The year is 1997, a fascinating time just before the digital revolution reshaped our world, a time when great mysteries felt profoundly distant and vast. Deep within the desolate, southern expanse of the Pacific Ocean, thousands of meters below the familiar sunlit surface, a sound is born from the crushing, eternal darkness. This was not a mere whisper or a fleeting echo, but a tremendous, ultra-low frequency roar that resonated across a vast, unforgiving, underwater landscape for over a solid minute. It was detected by the Sound Surveillance System, or SOSUZ, top-secret network of hydrophones originally placed on the ocean floor by the United States Navy. This incredible system was a forgotten relic of the Cold War, a silent guardian built with a single, critical purpose: to listen for the subtle sounds of Soviet submarines prowling the abyss. It was an underwater web of electronic ears, stretching for thousands of miles, capable of hearing the quietest mechanical hum from halfway across the world. With the Cold War's eventual end, this powerful and expensive military tool was turned over to the world of science, a sword reforged into a plane. This newfound ability gave oceanographers an unprecedented window into the hidden symphony of deep-sea geological shifts, marine life, and other unknown underwater events. It was this very system that, on one fateful day, picked up the anomalous, incredibly powerful, and utterly baffling roar that would soon be famously known as the Bloop. The sound was so immense in its raw power that it was simultaneously registered by multiple listening stations located over 5,000 kilometers apart, a truly staggering and unprecedented distance. Its acoustic profile was the true, beating heart of the mystery, as it rose in frequency over its duration and possessed a signature unlike anything ever recorded before. The profile strongly, almost certainly, suggested the complex vocalization of a living creature, yet its sheer volume implied an organism of impossible and terrifying proportions. To produce such a sound, this theoretical creature would have to be significantly larger than a mature blue whale, which is the largest and loudest animal ever known to exist on our Earth. This single, inexplicable event immediately ignited a global firestorm of intense debate and frenzied speculation, capturing the imagination of scientists and the public alike. The most tantalizing and widespread theory was that of a monster, a colossal, undiscovered leviathan, lurking silently in the unexplored abyssal plains of our own planet. This idea tapped directly into our primal fear of the deep, the ancient human anxiety about what horrors might lie beneath the deceptively calm waves, hidden from our sight. It evoked images of ancient sea charts, where cartographers would simply write, "Here be dragons," in the vast, unknown expanses of the ocean. Fuel was added to this roaring fire when internet enthusiasts noted the sound's origin was eerily close to the coordinates H.P. Lovecraft designated for his fictional sunken city of R'lyeh. This bizarre and spooky coincidence forged an undeniable link between a real-world scientific mystery and the mythological horror of Cthulhu, a cosmic entity said to be sleeping in the deep. For a biological entity to actually produce the Bloop, it would require respiratory organs of an unbelievable size, capable of generating a sound wave that could cross an entire ocean. Scientists speculated on the biology of such a creature, imagining a body that could withstand the immense pressures of the deep while generating world-shaking sounds. This theory, however wild and speculative, forced humanity to confront a very humbling reality. Over 80% of our oceans remain a complete and total mystery to us. We currently possess maps of Mars and Venus that are far more detailed than the maps we have of our own planet, a vast frontier teeming with unknown possibility. Could a creature of such impossible magnitude, a true relic from a bygone age, truly exist hidden from our technology, its existence only revealed by this single, accidental recording? The alternative set of more grounded theories focused on human technology, proposing secret and powerful weapons tests, or perhaps the catastrophic implosion of an advanced military submarine. These ideas naturally suggested a government cover-up, a hidden event that powerful entities did not want the public to know about, adding a layer of conspiracy to the puzzle. However, detailed acoustic analysis of the Bloop's signature quickly and decisively invalidated these claims, as it lacked the sharp, explosive characteristics of a man-made event. An explosion is a sudden release of energy, creating a sharp, fast sound, whereas the Bloop was a gradual, rolling crescendo of power that lasted for over a minute. The sound was far more complex, more organic, and it changed in frequency slowly over its duration, which did not fit any known mechanical or explosive source. This deep and thorough analysis left the scientific community in a state of prolonged and frustrating confusion, holding a fascinating piece of data that defied every logical and known category. The puzzle remained definitively unsolved for more than a decade, with the Bloop becoming a legendary example of our planet's enduring and often terrifying mysteries. It became a cultural touchstone, a symbol of the great unknown, a soundbite that represented everything we had yet to discover about our own enigmatic world. The major breakthrough in the case finally came from an unexpected source. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, through persistent and meticulous research. Scientists there who were studying the specialized field of cryo, which is the science of the sounds of ice, began to notice some striking and undeniable similarities. They were building a library of natural sounds, and the acoustic profiles of events happening in Antarctica were raising some interesting flags. They compared the acoustic signature of the Bloop to other mysterious, low-frequency sounds that had been recorded in the remote polar regions of our planet. After years of dedicated work, they unveiled that the true source was not a living beast or a secret sub, but a natural phenomenon of almost unimaginable power and scale. A massive an icequake, or more accurately a cryogenic earthquake, is the specific sound that is produced when a truly gigantic iceberg calves, or breaks away, from the vast ice sheets of Antarctica. This is not a small, trivial event. We are talking about icebergs that can be the size of a small country or a US state, containing billions of tons of ancient, frozen water. The life of a glacier is one of slow, powerful movement, and when it reaches the sea, the forces of nature unleash a spectacular display of power. As these continent-sized blocks of ice bend, fracture, and scrape against the hard rock of the seafloor, they generate tremendously powerful, low-frequency sound waves. These sound waves can then propagate efficiently through the deep sound channel of the ocean, a specific layer in the water column that acts like a superhighway for sound. This channel allows low-frequency sounds to travel for thousands upon thousands of miles with very little loss of signal strength, crossing entire oceans. The process of an icequake also involves the explosive cracking of ancient, highly compressed ice, which releases monumental amounts of stored energy directly into the water column. And NOAA was able to confirm that the unique acoustic signature of the Bloop, its frequency sweep and its long duration, was a near-perfect match for the sounds generated by these colossal ice-scuffing events. Furthermore, the location of the Bloop, initially a point of great mystery, also perfectly aligned with the known migratory paths of massive icebergs. These giants drift slowly on deep ocean currents from the Antarctic continent, journeying north into the warmer waters of the Pacific Ocean, where they finally break apart and die. So the terrifying roar from the abyss was not the call of a mythical monster, but the powerful, resonant, and mournful groan of our planet itself, a cry from its frozen, majestic titans. This incredible revelation is, in its own way, just as awe-inspiring as the myth of a monster that it ultimately replaced in our collective imagination. It showcases the immense and often violent geological forces that are constantly shaping our world, happening every single day far from human eyes. It is a profound testament to the powerful fact that events of incredible magnitude are constantly occurring in the background of our existence, completely unnoticed by humanity. The long and patient journey to finally solve the Bloop's mystery highlights the beautiful, persistent, and self-correcting nature of the scientific method. Science often begins with a wild hypothesis. It explores every strange possibility, and then slowly, through hard evidence and data, it converges on the most likely truth. It also wonderfully illustrates how a tool that was originally designed for the primary purpose of war and destruction can be transformed into an instrument of profound discovery and understanding. Even though the origin of this specific sound is now well understood, the story serves as a powerful and lasting reminder of our own fundamental ignorance about our home. We live on a water world, a pale blue dot suspended in the vastness of space. Yet we have invested far more resources into mapping distant planets than we have into understanding our own deep oceans. The dark, cold, high-pressure environment of the abyssal zone is by far the largest single habitat on Earth. Yet it remains almost entirely alien and inaccessible to us. The Bloop was one sound, one profound mystery that we managed to capture and eventually solve through decades of diligence and steady technological advancement. But this satisfying conclusion immediately begs a far more profound and unsettling question. What other sounds are currently echoing in that darkness, unheard by our senses? What other massive events, both biological and geological, are unfolding in the crushing blackness of the abyss, their incredible stories lost forever to the depths of time. Perhaps there are sounds from new forms of life, or geologic processes we haven't even imagined yet, or waiting to be discovered. The ocean continues to guard its countless secrets with a silent, powerful, and complete indifference to our curiosity, a vast frontier waiting at our very own doorstep. The solution to the Bloop mystery did not shrink our world or make it less interesting. It vastly expanded our appreciation for its dynamic complexity and its raw, untamable power. It reminds us that sometimes the most incredible and unbelievable truths are not found in works of fiction, but in the grand, observable workings of our own incredible planet. We are merely temporary inhabitants on a dynamic and ever-changing world. A world where titans of ice can roar louder and travel farther than any imagined beast. What do you believe is the next great mystery that we will uncover from the depths of our oceans as our technology, like autonomous underwater vehicles, continues to improve and evolve? Please share your ideas and your own personal theories about the unexplored ocean in the comment section below. And always remember to look at the world with a deep and unending sense of wonder.